But let's turn our attention, let's put the focus on the space as well as the defense stocks. Harshit Kapadia of Elara Capital joins us to discuss the big opportunities in the defense space as well as the top calls in the defense space. Well, hi Harshit, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Well, Harshit, stocks are moving to a new orbit. This as India has landed on the moon. How do you approach these stocks? Some of them have run up in anticipation of this, and some of them, even the last few days, are fairly, they've seen a sharp spike. According to you, which one is best placed and why?
Morning. So yes, the stocks have run up, but also if you see the pipeline is also now raising its hands, and we are seeing increasing amount of order inflows, which would be coming first from the domestic market, and slowly there is also a rise on the export side of the market as well. So that's a positive for India, where India was hardly any exports of defense as well as space, goods. Now that sector is slowly getting its true sense in the market. And in terms of stock, I would still be very positive on three names, which is Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Dynamics, and Bharat Electronics within the PSU space. On the private side, we like Data Patterns, Astra Microwave. PTC Industries is something that we are very positive about.
Okay, let's talk about these stocks one by one, right? You said you're positive on Hindustan Aeronautics, but if you look at it in the last 1 year, Harshit, the stock is up almost about 80%. At this price of almost 4,000 rupees, is the risk reward still favorable in a stock like Hindustan Aeronautics? Or do you think that most of the price appreciation is done already?
Certainly the stock price has, seen a considerable rise. But also what we have not factored in is largely the export pie, which is right now possibly very, very, very low for Hindustan Aeronautics. So that could trickle, a huge order inflow for the Hindustan Aeronautics. Given the present situation on the global export side, this is a rising opportunity for India for both helicopters as well as fighter jets. So they are already talking to multiple countries. We already saw one announcement that they have signed an MOU with Argentina for helicopters, light utility helicopters. So that could be a starting point, and we should see more such countries, buying products from India, and Hindustan Aeronautics would be the beneficiary here.
Okay, and the other stock that you spoke about in the non-PSU space is Data Patterns, right? I mean, that one as well has been in the news. If you look at the last 1 year, it's had, I think 1 year back it was at 890, and today it's almost at 2,400. Over there as well, how are the valuations looking now, and what is the kind of growth you see both in the price as well as in the earnings?
So as far as earnings of Data Patterns are concerned, so that's a company who was earlier a component or the component manufacturers is right now want to become a system integrators in the radar and the electronic space. So that is the long-term vision of the company, and they are also looking to get into satellite manufacturing for defense as well. So all this will also lead to them inching the revenue at a faster rate than what it was earlier doing. So the run rate, which was 200 or 500 crores per annum, is going to improve to probably 1,000 crores plus. So that could be a trigger point for stock. In terms of the earnings growth, could be in the range of 40 to 50% for a longer time frame. Given the order inflow momentum.
Okay, all right. What about Midani? Do you track that one, Harshit?
Yes, we do track Mr. Dhaatu Nigam Limited.
So tell us more about that. I mean, that actually was an underperformer, but in the last few months, suddenly that as well has joined the party. Your view there?
Yes. So yeah, they are largely the raw material suppliers to defense and space industry. Presently, you see as more order inflows coming in for these, goods. Most of them will go to Mr. Dhatu for getting the raw material, whether it is the alloys, titanium being the specialty. So, and they get rare earth material minerals, which is cobalt as well. So they are in a very strong space, where they can source the material, they can manufacture those with alloys and can supply to both defense and even the space as well. So even in Chandrayaan-3, they were supplying a decent amount of materials for the spacecraft as its satellite as well as for the rocket.
Okay, since you were talking about Chandrayaan-3, we had that conversation with MdarTech as well. and they spoke about how they were the big suppliers there and they have huge order visibility as well. Is that another stock that you like? And from a long-term perspective, what's the target price?
Yeah, so MTAR is something also we like. I don't have a formal coverage on the company, but given that they are fairly present in the defense and aerospace space as well, we are seeing order inflow momentum for them also rising. They also have a vision from becoming a component to a system integrator in the satellite space, and they have already started moving in that particular fray. Added to that, they also into heavily on the green hydrogen space, and that should be also a major growth driver for MTAR Technologies.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate your thoughts. That is on the entire defense and the aerospace vertical and what you should be looking at.